Prepper's Pantry, because you all are just clamoring for these, and it is a personal challenge for me to use what I have in food storage and things that are on the shelf to make these meals so that, like I always say, in the event that we really need to use it, we know what we're doing. So today we're going to make a version of a commercially made product that you find on the shelf really cheap, but I think if you have a food storage, most of us have what we need already to make this dish without buying the extra mix. We're going to do a cheeseburger macaroni skillet, and it's going to be like Hamburger Helper cheeseburger macaroni, whatever they call that. I don't buy Hamburger Helper a whole lot. Sometimes the kids ask for it, but
that's my favorite one.
I don't like it so much. So what we're going to do is, instead of, there are a couple ways you can do this, and I opted to do it this way because I have made this in the past. It's very good, but I have used the Honeyville cheese powder and so forth to make the sauce. But this time I'm going to use 2 boxes of macaroni and cheese. And this is the extra creamy kind. I enjoy the extra creamy macaroni and cheese. So we've got 2 packets of cheese sauce mix here. It's all pre-measured, so it's really simple if I do it this way. 2 boxes of the macaroni, because you need to rotate these 2, otherwise these packets, they get rock hard and they actually turn color and oxidize and they don't taste right, because this does have real cheese in it. So the cheese will age and becomes very sharp, and it almost has a sour flavor to it. So you want to make sure that you rotate these. I'm going to use okay, sorry for that pregnant pause. I'm going to use, so we've got 2 boxes of macaroni and cheese. I got 1 14.5-ounce can of petite diced tomatoes, 2 pints of my home canned ground beef that I drained, but I've reserved the liquid because this is good flavor here. And there's just a little bit of fat because, you know, the last time I did this, I told you when I canned my ground beef, I rinsed it before I put it in the jars, and that really cut down the amount of fat that floats to the top. So there's not enough in there for me to worry about. Also got a medium onion that I've chopped. I've got 2 to 3 cloves of garlic that are finely minced. I have about 2 tablespoons of yellow mustard and about the same amount of ketchup. And then we're going to finish it off with about, this is about a quarter, so about a half a pound of diced Velveeta. You can forego the Velveeta if you have waxed cheese on your shelf, and go ahead and shred some of that and put it in here, or you can leave it out altogether. I like the Velveeta because I think it adds a nice creaminess to the finished product. So we're also going to be adding some water, and then we'll add that when the time comes. But because the meat is already browned, we're going to go about this in a little bit different way. I'm going to bring my onion and my garlic over here, and I have my big skillet, and I've got about 2 tablespoons thereabouts of just a neutral oil. So this is safflower oil in the pan, heating up. I'm going to toss my onion in here. I'm going to turn down the heat just a bit and let that onion start to cook and take some of the heat back off of that pan, because then we're going to add our garlic. And remember, I always say garlic after onions, because you don't want to burn the garlic, because garlic is nasty when it's burned. Smells really good already. If you wanted to make this a cheeseburger bacon macaroni, you could add crumbled bacon to the finished product as well. If you have TVP bacon bits, that would work also.
We do.
We do. And you can put those on the side, and whoever wants to can sprinkle some on their serving. And we'll put that on there. We'll put that out. We'll put the TVP bacon bits out. Okay, now I can see that these onions are starting to turn just a little bit translucent to where we want them. I'm going to grab my pints of ground beef, and I'm going to add those to the pan. Now that brought the temperature on the pan down a lot. So now I'm going to kick the heat back up just a notch. You could go any direction with this. If you look at the number of and variety of different types of hamburger helper that are on the shelf, you can go any way. You could start with this base, right? If you wanted Italian style skillet, you know, like lasagna, hamburger skillet, add some boiled rotini in here, or just add the rotini because we're going to cook it in the liquid, and then some pasta sauce, and then you cover it with some mozzarella cheese or some Parmesan cheese. You could make a Mexican version. You could add green chili in here. You could use taco seasoning or some enchilada sauce. Add your noodles or macaroni in here. Top it with cheddar cheese and crushed corn chips. You could go any number of directions with this. Don't let this limit you. This is just how we're having it tonight. And since we're going to do a cheeseburger skillet, I thought it might be nice to put the mustard and the ketchup in it. It'll all be mixed up, so...
Have you tried that yet before?
Yeah, I did it the last time.
They have?
Mm-hmm. The mustard adds a nice spice and a little bit of a bite to things. And I like that. I think it's nice. Okay, so we're going to get this back up to a little simmer. It kind of went dead because the canned meat was cold. I have it in a nice cool pantry. And today, the high didn't get above 57 degrees, so it's my kind of day.
It's almost chili time.
It's almost chili. I knew. I said when I picked the girls up from school today, I said, I bet Rick's going to want to be making chili here pretty soon. So here you can see this is starting to come to a nice little simmer. We just want to heat that meat through. I mean, it's going to be in here for a while, and those onions are going to cook, so it's going to be fine. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add my tomatoes. And then again, you know, if you don't like the tomato thing, leave it out. You don't have to put these in here. But it does add another level of vegetable to your dish. I'm going to add the ketchup and the mustard. About 2 tablespoons of each. Thereabouts. My mustard was running empty, so thank you, sweetheart. It's just what I needed. You read my mind. We can't do anything without each other. We can't function without the other because we share a brain. Do any of you share a brain with your spouse?
I got the dirty half, though.
That's true, he does. I can't believe you shared that. But, you know, most of the ladies out there probably already understand that. So. That's all right.
That goes with that 12, you know.
It does. It goes with the 12. All men are 12. That's my theory. Men may age way past 12, but in their mind, they're always 12. Because what do men do? They like to go fast. They like to watch racing. They like sports. They like to tease girls. They like to chase after you with sticks of dog poo. They like to do all kinds of silly things. Oh, they like to throw bugs at you. They like to scare you. They like to tease you. They think things on the TV are funny. Like, you know, when you sit and you watch America's Funniest Videos, every single time someone gets hit in the crotch. It's like the funniest thing that ever happened. I don't get it. What?
That's not funny to guys.
But you laugh every time somebody takes a face plant or does some silly thing, rides a bicycle off the roof and then couldn't figure out why they fell down. I don't get it, but that's all right. That's all right. I actually wrote an article about that on my blog. It's just one of those times I felt like writing and it struck me, so I wrote about it. Okay, so let's put our macaroni in here. Give it a good toss. This box of macaroni had some weird macaronis in it. I don't know. And you'll notice that I do this. I always put my macaroni in a little colander before I dump it in because I like to see if there's anything in it. That's my little paranoia. Now, this is about a cup and a half of the liquid that came out of the hamburger jars. And I think I'm probably going to add a cup of water, warm water. Give it a stir. And now we're going to grab a whisk. Oh, sorry, honey, I didn't mean to bump your arm. And we're going to get these cheese packets.
They're going to think we're talking about it while there's whispering going on.
Yeah, I know. No, Rick was wanting me to look at Molly because she's decided to do something silly with her hair.
Okay, show on camera?
Yeah, show him. I do not understand teenagers. I'm going to get a whisk, and I'm going to whisk this cheese sauce in here. Now remember, this is a pantry meal. You cannot tell me that people don't have boxes of macaroni and cheese sitting on their shelf. Because we eat macaroni and cheese. I like to make macaroni and cheese. And sometimes this clumps. So you have to break it up. It'll break up when it cooks, but... I'll get my spoon in here. And then we'll do the push and smash. Push it up against the side of the pan and smash those little clods of cheese apart. Sometimes you just have to do it. Alright, so I've got my heat on medium-high. I'm going to throw away my papers. I'm going to put the lid on this. I'm going to let it come to a simmer, and I'm going to let it simmer until the macaroni absorbs all of that liquid. When that happens, we'll be back and I'll let you know about how long that took. It should take about 10 to 15 minutes. Okay, it's been about 10 minutes. And I did want to tell you, turn it down to medium heat, please, after it comes to a simmer. Don't let it simmer at medium-high or it will stick to the bottom of the pan. What I'm going to do now, this liquid has mostly been absorbed in here, is I'm going to add some of this Velveeta cheese. It smells really good. And I believe that it looks very similar to what you'll find on the grocery store shelf in that little box.
I can't get a good shot. There's too much steam.
Let's see. I know that's a little noisy, but... Okay, I'm going to stir this cheese in. I may not use all of it. Well, I don't want it to be too cheesy.
No such thing.
There is a such thing. And then it becomes a little unpleasant because the oils from the cheese leach out and then it just becomes a mess. So we're gonna take a look, let this come together. I'm gonna continue stirring until this Velveeta is nicely melted. Then when we come back, we will fix you a bowl of this delicious Cheeseburger Macaroni Skillet. So I'll be back soon. Okay, we're back. I got all that cheese melted in there, and I gave it a taste. Because what kind of a cook would I be if I didn't taste it? I'm going to add just a little bit of cracked black pepper. Just that much. Everybody can add more to their serving if they like. And I did use that entire amount of cheese, so 8 ounces of cheese. And I used the Velveeta. It made it really creamy. It brought the whole dish together. That's one of the reasons I like the Velveeta in this dish. It makes it very creamy. And you didn't have to go to the trouble of making a cheese sauce because the Velveeta emulates that very well. So, let me get a bowl. And you know what? It's Friday night, and I think we're just going to go ahead and use paper bowls.
It's fine.
I hope you don't mind. Alright, let me get a serving spoon here. Alright. And like I always say, this is going to be Rick's bowl anyway, so start him off with that much, huh? Is that the World Series on in there?
Mm-hmm. Deciding game.
Go St. Louis. Alright. And just so you see, this is a jar of TVP bacon bits. And we tried this with some bacon bits in it, and it was very nice. You can crumble some fresh cooked bacon in there, and it will be wonderful. So, I'm going to serve this with a spoon, and we're going to call that dinner. Cheeseburger Macaroni Skillet, made from food storage. Really easy, really quick, and you didn't have to go to any effort. You didn't have to buy anything special. And it was really good. So I hope you try this, and I hope you enjoy it, and I hope you're working on your food storage. Until next time, I'll see ya.